the red square. See? Good music. Comes with it. I could program better music, but I've been looking all over the internet. I can't find anything better than this. It's pretty great.
I can't hear it.
You can't hear the music?
No.
Can you hear me through your headphones?
Yeah.
But not the music?
Yeah.
See that? Yeah. Go over and hit that green one that's lit up. Not that one, that one. There you go. Now you can hear it. Now on the far right, fader, the dial that down. See the little... Oh no. Go. I'll hit the red one again. I'll show you. See if you go... Those faders that are the slides, the things that slide up and down. The one on the very far right, you can slide that down slowly. Then you go like this. Welcome to the OK Taco Show, everybody. My name is Conrad. And today I got a very special guest. Thick James is not here. Thick James has decided that the heat is too much for him. It's not that everyone's dying, and he might be dying faster, but it's not because of the heat. That's cigarette related. His death will probably be cigarette related, I think. And I think a lot of his health problems. He said he's blaming it on a new medication that's the same as his old medication, but it's delivered to him in a different way. So they gave him different pills that gives him kind of like opened up all the barrels of his carburetor. So he gets them all at once. And so it made him all freaky this morning. And I told him to come in at 11, which is later than usual. Just come in. Don't worry about it. Sleep in. But he didn't shower. And he's all disheveled when he gets here, looking like a homeless man, which my guest has witnessed him before. So he can, and you guys all know him. So he tends to always look kind of like a homeless man. But I gave him plenty of time to take a shower and get dressed, and then he just didn't feel, he's like, I just don't feel well. And then, but in typical Thick James fashion, he calls me like 2 hours later and says he feels great. So feels great, everything's worked out, and it's like, well, that's nice. I mean, after you already drove an hour to be here and then leave, and now you're not coming back for the rest of the day, it's cool that you feel good now. Kind of wish maybe you would have toughed it out, for the hour here, but that's okay. I'm glad he's not here. Part of me is really glad. I hope he's smoking a tremendous amount of cigarettes right now. I hope that, and we're going to talk about an invention that he's thinking of. Me and Patrick. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Patrick's here. That's serious. Patrick is a friend of ours that comes over to the taco shop and hangs out with us from time to time. So, Patrick, what's up? You can just anything that comes to mind. Did I leave anything out? Should I have said something different? Do you go by different than Patrick?
No.
Pat?
Yeah.
Do people call you Pat?
Patrick, pretty much anything.
I like Patrick better than Pat.
Yeah.
I prefer it. I hope that's okay. Do you have a preference on that?
No, not really.
Patrick is, you're 13?
Yep.
And from Pennsylvania originally. And then been down in Oklahoma, living in Route 66ville for probably like 6 years now or more. Total, with counting DPU. Or DPU. DPU. What did we come up with yesterday? DPU?
Yeah, DPU.
Yeah.
Be 8 years.
Yeah, so Patrick is a veteran to this area. So he knows all the skidders, all the people that skitter around here. I'm pretty new to it still, even after being in Davenport for about a year now, owning the place, but open since February. So long enough to kind of get a skidder report. You know what I mean? You kind of know who to keep your eye on. And then so you're probably familiar because you've walked all the streets here, right?
Yeah.
You seem like kind of like somebody that's walked around Davenport.
Mm-hmm.
You've done a lot of exploring around here?
A little bit.
That's what I'm curious about. I've definitely walked every street in the town and ran and whatever because you like to get familiar with it. But because you got to know, why do you do it? To explore, or do you walk around? Sometimes I feel like I walk around for like hideouts. You know what I mean?
To walk around just to walk. be able to see the outside and stuff.
Just get some fresh air.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a is there any good? There's a bridge that's pretty cool in Davenport that you can walk under, but there's always dogs around. Have you noticed that in your walking abouts?
There's always stray dogs and stray cats.
Stray dogs are just...
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to say it's a problem, but it seems to be kind of an issue if you enjoy outdoors.
Yeah.
To be attacked while you're enjoying it.
I've never been attacked. They mostly just
They
follow
don't attack me. I mean, they may not even bark at me. Sometimes they just look at me, and I feel attacked. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because I feel like this is going to escalate.
Yeah.
Unless I stop doing whatever I'm doing, and it's like, but I'm just walking, you know? So why is it... But if it escalates, it's both of us. It's me and the dog. Mm-hmm. I don't know how many... What dog do you think that would kill you, Patrick? And what dog could you win? If you had to fight a dog. Now, when I say no weapons, it's just you versus dog, okay? And 1-on-1. There's not a pack of dogs, because I think that changes. Clearly, that would be different. A pack of those little chihuahuas. Yeah,
those are terrifying.
They're terrifying, and a pack of them would kill you. How many chihuahuas would it take to kill you?
Probably like 20.
Think 20 could kill? That's it?
Yeah.
I feel like that's easily doable. Somebody could get a bag of 20 chihuahuas or a box or however they come and drop them off, and they would. Well, Patrick's gone. He's got eaten by 20 chihuahuas. I was delivered to his house today. He opened it up.
By weapons, do my shoes count?
I would allow it. Anything that you'd be wearing on a normal non-weapon day can be used as a weapon. So I might even allow, like, rocks. Because you grab a rock and really do a damage to a chihuahua.
Yeah.
Maybe not 20 of them. I think it would take... I have millions a lot of chihuahuas.
Yeah. A lot.
But if you have the endurance and you had like a good leg sweep or some sort of move, I feel like just repetition, you could really do some damage. Mm-hmm. You would kill 20 chihuahuas, I think, Patrick. You're not giving yourself enough. Think about that. You would just kick, you just punt these things. Think it's like Super Mario when you jump on the mushroom.
Yeah.
That's what a chihuahua is to you. Just dunk. It's like it would probably even make the sound. You know, you get level up, you'd feel bigger. So, I don't know. But as far as one-on-one dogs, what dog do you think would probably be tough?
German Shepherd.
Yeah.
German Shepherd or Rottweiler.
Well, we talked about German Shepherds last show. What do you think, and I'll ask you the same question I asked Jonah. A shepherd is a sheepdog, basically. German Shepherds can eat people.
Yep.
Sheep aren't people. They're tiny little coats that walk around, is what sheep's is. Why would Germans need a ferocious person killer to shepherd their sheeps? Or what were they shepherding? Maybe these are like... They call them German Shepherds, but they never tell you what they're shepherding. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. What do German Shepherds actually shepherd? My theory? Probably criminals. Probably adult human criminals is what they're shepherding. What do you think? Have you thought about that before? The name German Shepherd and why it... Because Germans, I don't know if you're 13 and that means...
The Nazis and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if you've heard of like the Holocaust and Nazism, and I didn't know if you were one, you know, or had survived. I just got to ask that sometimes, you know. Right, so clearly you're 13. So you're not, and you're from Pennsylvania, not Germany. So I don't know how familiar you are with Germans. Because all we have now, and that's the thing, it's a weird game that the world has played on us. We got all these pictures of bad Germany, right? Mm-hmm. Hitler and the bad stuff. That was a long time ago, not that long ago, but a long time ago. Mm-hmm. And also, there was like thousands of years prior to that time existing. What was up with Germany? You know what I mean? Like, what is Germany? They got Volkswagen, Mercedes. They make cars, and they got a lot of hate in their heart. It seems like, you know what I mean?
Well, Hitler, the reason he became a bad man is just because someone didn't buy a painting off of him.
Well, didn't he paint the German Shepherds? Wasn't he a dog painter?
I
think
know.
he painted. I think he famously had German Shepherds. I bet those stories could combine. We could have just combined stories right there.
Yeah.
You think you think it's possible? We don't have to be definitive on this show. And if you're coming to the OK Taco Show, which is a podcast broadcasting out of a taco shop in Oklahoma, and if you're coming here for historical facts, you should probably check like a different source.
Yeah.
We're not the best source for historical facts. This is all opinion based. I think that's clear, but if it's not, that's the disclaimer we'll give. But thank you for being here and enjoy this thought process with us. Here's the thing about what were we talking about? German Shepherds and Hitler?
Yeah.
And before and after?
Yeah.
And you said that you think, and I'm just asking if it's possible, that Hitler did all that to the people, to the Jewish people, because of a painting?
Yeah.
That
he was an art student, but nobody liked his art, and then he got mad and eventually
well, he wrote the
snapped.
book. He wrote a book called Mein Kampf or something. That's what it's called. It's not Mein Kampf or something. It's just Mein Kampf, which might mean or something in German. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But he wrote a book. I thought he wrote a book in prison. I think he was like, maybe he got pissed off about the painting, so mad that they took him to jail. In jail, he was hanging out, nothing to do in jail, especially German jail, probably. So, I thought I heard some car door. Do you ever feel like that where you hear car doors slam all the time here? Doing a
Not
freaking
really.
podcast out of a taco shop, the hardest part is you always feel like you're getting caught. So, the only feeling you can describe it as is, and I don't know what, just think of like if you're using the restroom, like at a public restroom. That's what it feels like. Mm-hmm. You're at a public restroom, like at a gas station or a restaurant, and
someone tries to come in.
yeah, and you have to use the restroom, and it's a completely normal thing to do, yet you go in there and somebody tries to come in, and then there's that awkwardness as you leave, especially a gas station, because then you'll notice the person that wanted to come in.
Yeah.
Because they're never being normal. They're never like... Because normally you go to a gas station, there's the beef jerky guy. There's always the guy that's looking at beef jerky. Mm-hmm. Every time. Different guy, but there's always the beef jerky guy. And then there's the cigarette guy. And then maybe you'll get over there to the rollers and pizza person over by the fountain drinks. And that's it. But what you'll find at a public... when you use the restroom, you'll walk out and there'll be the candy bar guy. That's the guy that's lying. Because that guy doesn't exist unless he's got to go poop. And you were in there. And so he'll be over there like... And he'll always be looking up at you. Like he'll be holding the whatchamacallit and looking up. He won't buy it. He was fake candy shopping, waiting for the restroom. He knows it. You know it. Mm-hmm. That's embarrassing as hell. And that's what it feels like when you do a show here sometimes. Because people will walk in and it's like, I guess I'll hit pause and walk out. And then, what were you doing? And it's almost less embarrassing to say I was pooping.
Yeah.
Sometimes. I say I was doing a podcast and they're like, what the heck? They might think in their brain that might be pooping to them. Because if they don't know what a podcast is, if I just say I'm doing a podcast, in their mind that could mean like maybe I'm from a family that calls go to the restroom doing a podcast.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious. And you should start doing that at home.
Definitely.
Tell your mom, I'm sorry, Mom, I'll be back in a second. I got to go do a podcast. Which would be a great way to say I'm going to use the restroom. And you guys can all use that. And I think it's interesting, Patrick, that you joined me today with, and I don't think you're anti-Semitic, okay?
Anti-Semitic?
I'm just kidding. I'm using a big word. No, we were talking about Nazism. And apparently people that hate Jewish people are anti-Semitic. That's what that word means. That was a joke. It's not a joke. I don't think that you are. But I like your theory. I know you're not. That's why it's a joke. I like your theory on Hitler getting mad about his art. I think it's definitely his own personal vendetta against basically just bullies, whatever his bullies were. And he took it probably, I mean, most would argue too far.
Yeah, definitely.
I think he took it a little too far. But at the same time, if there's not really another side to the coin, it's just trying to understand what would make a person snap like that. And it could possibly just be he feels disrespected with his whatever he was doing, his art or whatever it was. So it's a good theory. But I think that probably 4 or 5 Dobermans could probably eat Hitler.
Definitely.
But one-on-one, he's a shorter man from what I've read. I didn't know him personally, but shorter guy. And so, yeah, I think that I'm with you. German Shepherd is probably the meat. It's hard, though, because Dobermans, Rottweilers, Pit Bulls.
But they're misunderstood dogs. Most of the ones that attack you are just, like, from bad owners.
Yeah, I understand. But I think that maybe, like, there's a part of their brain, probably. Dogs have brains. Mm-hmm. Okay. There's a part of that is... So say that you have a lab that lives at a place where they like to beat the crap out of dogs. So say it's a house that's a dog beater house.
Yeah.
And it's got a Labrador. They could probably beat that lab for its entire life for like 10 years. And the lab would probably never act out. Whereas if you beat a Doberman or a Pit Bull, they got something in their brain that eventually is like, man, if this is what you want me to act like, then that's what I'll act like. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So what stinks, though, is it seems that the people who are drawn to the Dobermans and the Pit Bulls are also the same people that might enjoy having a dog beating style home. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's almost like if you have a Pit Bull that goes to live at, Barbie's dream house, where nobody beats dogs and everybody loves them, it's going to be a great dog forever. But if it spends... That's the part that's interesting. How long does it have to spend at a bad person's behavior house before it flips the switch? And I think that Pit Bulls, and though that switch is so close that it can be flipped, even if it's been great its whole life, and it can be flipped real quick. Mm-hmm. By like an innocent person even. Just if it feels it's a threat. So like a baby could come up and yank on its leg or something, and this was a nice dog the whole time, but this Pit Bull, that's how quick the trigger is on those kinds of dogs. That's my theory, based on stories I've heard of people getting eaten by dogs. And typically they're Pit Bulls and, maybe I've heard Dobermans before and stuff like that, but... I'm not really scared. I don't know. I think I am. I got attacked by a German Shepherd. Have you ever been attacked by a dog?
No. I've been great with dogs, so never been attacked by one.
Yeah. Well, we had a dog that just loved to attack me. So I think my mom got a dog. My mom had a German Shepherd when she was your age, probably around 13 or so. It was the dog that was, how you can have multiple dogs, but there's one that was just like your favorite dog? Mm-hmm. That was hers, and so she tried to, and people will do this. You might even try to do this someday. People will try to replace the memory of their favorite animal by getting the same breed of animal. Be like, I always loved my other German Shepherd. I'll get this German Shepherd. Well, she bought one. The first one she bought from a place probably that didn't beat their animals. The second one she bought from a place called Hell. She bought it from Hell. So she found some sort of portal and brought this hell dog to live with our beautiful family. And our cat, I had an older brother, James. Thick James was older and much the same. But he never got attacked by it. But we would walk into the back fence every day onto our back little porch deck area. And that dog would just come screaming out of that door because James would open the door, walk right by it, dog scream out, jump on me, attack me. Maybe he thought I was... There probably were times where I was probably throwing something at James. Maybe he was protecting James, possibly.
Yeah.
But I don't think so. I think it was a dog I think it was Satan's dog. Have you ever heard of Satan? Satan?
Satan.
Satan. Satan.
Satan.
Yeah, Satan's dog was, because this was a mean dude, so we had to go get rid of it. We had to take it because in the 90s they didn't put chips in dogs, like microchips.
Yeah.
So you could just, that's how you got animals and how you got rid of them. Like it didn't fit in, you just took it to like a different road and dropped it off.
Yeah.
And then it would just walk around until somebody else loved it, or
until a shelter took it in,
or shelter, or just, it just went off into the distance, man. Who knows what happened to that dog? And that's kind of the fun mystery of it, don't you think?
Yeah.
About killing an animal.
Ooh.
Just dropping it off in the middle of nowhere and just being like, I bet it's having a good life.
Yeah.
Rather than knowing like the truth, I bet a freaking mountain lion attacked it or something. So, anyways, so Patrick's here, everybody. Patrick's, you were like one of the first. The reason Patrick gets to stay and he's in the club is because he's the one who adopted the trailer idea the quickest. Like, oh, this is an arcade and I can play in here? That's cool. And he got it, and he got that was the whole reason for it. Like, it made sense. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Everybody else seems confused about it. Like, they almost seem scared. Should I come in there and play? Or it's real weird. Same people was talking about. It's just strange.
I think it's like an antique or something,
like it's an art piece almost, or a display, and not realizing like, oh no, we don't care. Go hang out in there and play. It's fun, or it should be. It's funner the more people are doing it,
Yeah.
So, but Patrick got that. Then Patrick comes and hangs out, and we got the Xbox and some games here, and he sometimes brings his own controllers and games, and we play. Jonah and him play. So, anyways, it's 153 degrees here today, but they say it feels like 180. And so our outdoor projects, Patrick and I are working on cutting the neighbor's tree down without asking, so we got to do it real quick, and it's just too hot, so that's why he's here. He come by to see if we're going to cut that tree down, and I was like, we're going to go cut a podcast down is what we're going to do. And the air conditioner, and we got a little fan, so nobody's going to come here. They're too hot to eat. People are out there. I saw a person outside. I don't know if they're okay.
Yeah.
They're dead, I think, Patrick. I think they died of heat exhaustion. They fell down.
Heat stroke.
They got out of their car to take a picture of the sign. A lot of people do that, historic sign, but they hit go, and then they just died, I think. They just laid there.
Yeah.
It's too hot for us to check on them,
Yeah, if
we'll
we
knock
go
on
out,
the window.
We'll immediately die.
Right, it's like Terminator. You can't. I'm sorry, but we're looking at the Inferno. We're trying to hang on as much as we can till John Connor comes back or whoever. So, anyways, that's why Patrick's here. And Patrick, let's see. Only thing I know Patrick's interests are is gaming. So what are your favorite games?
Right now it's Red Dead Redemption 2, but most of the time it's Far Cry 6 or 5.
Is Red Dead Redemption 2 the newest Red Dead?
Well, they also have the Red Dead, zombies.
No, but as far as, this is the one...
regular Red Dead?
Yeah, regular Red Dead.
Yeah, it's the newest.
Yeah, I've played it. Now, do you play missions or do you play online?
I play missions. I don't have Game Pass, so I can't play online.
So you just do the campaign?
Mm-hmm.
See, so we've played opposite. I've only played the online mode.
Mm-hmm.
And the hard part is there's a lot of secrets in the missions. Did you find all the secrets?
No.
Because
I haven't beaten it yet. I just got it.
Oh, it's probably
very
a
long.
long game, yeah. Well, there's secret, which is cool when they do this, where they'll put basically secret avenues or routes up a mountain into caves that then have a secret sequence that you have to go to then get a treasure map or money or whatever. And I do like when they have little mysteries in that, but the BS about this is on the online mode, you can go find those areas, but none of the stuff is there. Mm-hmm. So you could spend I spent an hour and a half watching this stupid gaming tutorial that was trying to walk me through how to climb this mountain and then get back into this cave and open this treasure chest. I did all of it. I did it just like this gentleman told me. And I get there, no gold. Why? Oh, you're supposed to be playing online mode. It's like, you should start with that before I watch, 45 minutes of your video, and send you $18, okay? I really wanted this gold. It's like $1 million purse that I could go buy all my new horse and all. Do you accessorize your guy?
No, not really.
Man, you gotta get some. They got gems and jewels on there, man. You can get all kinds of stuff for that.
But if I do that, I won't have money for new guns and ammo and weapons.
How often are you cleaning your Red Dead gun? That's the biggest thing.
Whenever it says I need to clean it. I don't have any gun oil, though.
You gotta freaking go down to the train station and get some damn gun oil, though.
Yeah.
Because you gotta clean them guns constantly. Do you ever just... Well, see, that's another thing. On the online, so you go to like Blackwater or whatever one of those towns are, and find the saloon. You can post up behind that bar, and really, if you got enough weapons and enough ammo, you can spend 2 or 3 hours stacking, just kind of getting all your anger out, I guess, via video game and Western video game, Western themed anger. You don't want to bring any modern anger in there. Keep it Western themed. Yeah.
Otherwise, it won't work, right?
No, that won't work.
You'll end up destroying your Xbox.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. So you got to be careful with the anger. You just push it into that. Do you go fishing on there?
No, not really.
My dad plays Red Dead Redemption 2. He's a listener, so hello, Father. He's probably playing right now as he listens. But he just got married to a person from Louisiana. Have you heard of that? Mm-hmm. It's a state, and it's in the United States. It's down by Florida, kind of, east of Texas. And a lot of people down there, they are, like, they have a college, but it's not real, You've never met anybody that's probably told you...
They're from Louisiana College.
Yeah, they're from LSU. You never go to the doctor. It's like, where'd you graduate? And they said LSU. Nobody's ever said that.
Yeah. Because
doctors don't graduate from LSU. I mean, I don't want to cast a dispersion, like a bad thing on Louisiana as a state. Music comes from there. Jazz music and a lot of great music styles and a lot of great food. Oh, we got a bing bong. So now, hit the record button one time. Okay, we're back. Sorry. For whatever reason, a couple strangers came in here to get food. They must not know. It's too hot to eat.
Yeah.
So, thank you to my friend from across the street. He's been in here many times. And for Kaylee, if that is her name. That's what her name tag said. It gave Patrick and I a break to make a couple dollars or put it in the coffers. Mm-hmm. And now we're back to talk about... What were we talking about? Nazism for some reason? Well, why'd you bring that up?
We were talking about... You were the one who brought it up.
You brought up being a Nazi for some reason. You're your first podcast. You come in here and do Nazi talk. It's ridiculous. I'm trying to do a family-friendly show, Patrick, for people of the community. You come in here talking like... Yeah, well, Hitler had a couple good points. It's like, what? It's your first show, man. That's a big pull. Sorry. Go ahead. What were you talking about?
We were talking about the Louisiana University.
No, I was making fun of how... Yeah, I was making fun of Louisiana. Sorry. You're right. Anyways, what I was saying is, before my father moved to Louisiana, or what he's getting ready to move down there, and he plays that Red Dead Redemption. He does a lot of fishing on there. Mm-hmm. He'll spend, if time allows it, and he's basically on call every day. People, I don't know if you've been, does your parents ever worked a job where they're on call, or somebody have you ever heard that expression?
My dad worked at Service King. He had to go on calls to be able to,
so you've heard the expression.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, growing up and mowing grass, which is what our family did for a long time. So it's a family business. So if you were born in the family, you certainly did it. And then if you were like cousins and uncles and all that, everybody was involved in this at some point and in some fashion. So it never made sense to me when I got older, when I got into my teens and into being a young adult, when I would see my friends from school or they had jobs and stuff now, and I'd be like, hey, do you want to go to a movie or do you want to go to a bar, whatever we were doing? And they'd be like, no, I can't. I'm on call. And I was like, I didn't even understand what that meant. You know, like, what do you mean? Like, well, I just might have to work tomorrow. I was like, yeah, I have to work tomorrow. That was always the funny thing. I was like, yeah, I mean, I might have to work. Yeah, you might have to work right now. I mean, you might. So what does that matter? I mean, if you have to work, just go to work. But we can still go to the movie, and then if you don't have to work, at least we can enjoy it. But they would here's the crappy thing about being on call. You never get to relax, because even if you're not like a partier, you know, sometimes that's why adults would get mad, is be like, well, I can't party this weekend because I'm on call. Well, say you're not a partier, you're just a normal non-partying adult, you still get mad about being on call because you sit there and it's like, I think I'm going to start this movie. And then all of a sudden, ring, ring, and you can't finish your movie, pisses you off.
Yeah. So
when you're on call, you're just in a bad mood the whole time. My dad's been on call his whole life. So he's been in a bad mood because at any given moment, somebody's going to call him and either say, you know, something's broke and he has to pay for it, or go do this job. And so to relax on a day where he could relax, he would sit there and play that Red Dead 2 and fish. I mean, he'd shoot people that come down to the pond.
Yeah. But
he'd just sit at the pond and fish and catch a bunch of fish, put them on the horse, take them to town, trade them for more fishing lures and stuff. Mm-hmm. And he's built up pretty good digital tackle, tackle box, and that's what he does. So he likes Red Dead also. That's a long way of saying that.
What I'll do when I'm going on missions is, if I see someone just walking alone on a path, I'll tie them up and steal their loot from them. And if they go to fight me, I'll fight back and eventually win the fist fight.
So you're honest. You won't start it.
I won't start it. If they run away and they go to tell someone...
You're not going to let them tattletale on you.
Yeah.
You shoot them, don't you?
Yeah, and then eventually somebody else
sees it. A witness, yeah.
You have to kill
you got to kill witnesses. And
10 to 50 people.
Avalanches, yeah. I came to this town as a good guy. I'm leaving this town as a 3-star wanted man. All because of that one incident with that stranger who punched me. Yeah.
Like, people will randomly attack you, and if they do that, then it's fine to kill them. Like,
absolutely.
They shoot you with
that's
a pistol.
In real life, too, I think. Well, not kill, obviously.
But beat them.
Well, if they attack you randomly, you can't just have a random person.
Well, people will randomly just ask you to a duel and then try to shoot you.
You know what's crazy that I didn't know? Did you know, I guess nobody knows unless you were alive back then, but when Abraham Lincoln... he did a duel. He got challenged to a duel. There's a famous story about Abraham Lincoln being challenged to a duel over something. It's either Abraham Lincoln or Ben Franklin. It's one of those founding fathers. What's crazy is, could you just picture somebody being like, I got this letter. Well, what does it say? It says that they're challenging me to a duel. Like, you're able to read. Not everybody was able to do that. You're able to get mail. Not everybody's able to do that back then. You got a freaking letter, and so you're rare. You got a letter. Check it out. We got a letter, Mary Todd. Goes in there in his big, tall pants, sits down. It's like, they're challenging me to a duel. And then you write back, accepted. Like, what are the odds the guy's going to get it? You're talking about early stages of mail. But then they do get it. And then they meet at a river. They met at a river to do it. And I guess they walked and I don't know what happened. Something stopped it, but they didn't actually do they were both willing to duel. That is insane. I mean, and then part of me thought, could you even bring it back today? No way.
Nah.
Because you won't need one if it is a letter. Because I think a duel has to be in written letter form. I think that's probably
that way there's proof that you both agreed to it.
Right. There's probably some...
Technically we do have duels, but in airsoft and stuff like that now.
I know, you're right. I think that it's still in us to want to shoot each other, clearly, with airsoft and paintball and Nerf and all that. We want to shoot each other. That's all we want to do. We grow up playing video games Nerf wars wanting to shoot each other.
But, like, not with real guns.
But only when did it stop? Because that's not that long ago that it is, but it isn't. You know, Abe Lincoln was wandering around. I don't think he had electricity, did he? So he was wandering around maybe with a lantern.
Yeah.
But he's in lantern times, dog. There's a lot older times than lantern times.
I think they had just invented,
like toasters. They had toasters and lanterns. Was it a light bulb first or toasters first?
It was light bulbs.
They missed on that one.
They had toasters. It was like
2 light
a little
bulbs.
metal contraption and a little like fire thing in it.
Oh, you would have to toast old bread. I mean, think about how old their bread was back then. Do you ever think about that?
Probably pretty old.
Dude, you would be... Where would you even... You'd make your own.
Yeah.
So you'd harvest your own wheat.
Unless
Like you got
into
this tiny
town.
little wheat patch next to your other crap, and then you just knock it down like this makes 6 loaves. That 6th loaf with no refrigeration, no freezer, that's a crusty loaf of bread, buddy. Which means you need to toast
I don't think they
it.
made that much. Unless
I don't
they
know.
were planning to sell it.
I guess I think of...
Because they did have money back then.
What?
We've always had some form of currency.
Um...
Whether it be like trading valuables or like rocks or stuff like that.
Oh, yeah. You could go down. If you're willing to spend 3 rocks, you could go get a loaf of bread if you want. But, I mean, you got to save your rocks, dog. And so you got to make your own bread is what I'm saying back then. You can't just go down. Sure. Does Barbara make a terrific sourdough? Yeah, but she wants 7, green rocks for it. And I only got 4 green rocks, So
That's super rare. That's expensive.
Oh, yeah, that's a rare, and she's proud of her bread, and she should be, but I'm tired of paying it, so I'm going to make my own. And that probably sucked. Abraham Lincoln's bread was probably awful. Because he was, if you look at him, he doesn't look like he enjoyed much. You know what I mean? Doesn't he kind of look like people say he was a nice man, but I don't think so. You can't have a beard like that and be that tall and be kind of a nice person. Mm-hmm. What height do you think people stop being nice at? 6'3"?
I know a lot of people who are really tall who are really nice.
Really?
Yeah, all the tall people I know are nice. So
How tall are they though?
At least 6 foot something.
6'5"?
Well, my Uncle Pat, he'd be around like 6'7". He's pretty tall.
Okay, 6'7" and taller, total D-bags. All right? Or
he's really nice, though.
I know, but I'm saying taller than him.
Yeah.
Maybe he's the cutoff. There's a cutoff. You've seen it. You've seen the tall people. Abraham Lincoln was 7'7", they say. Total jerk.
Probably because of the hat, because he had like a giant forehead that he had to hide with it.
If you include that, he had a cone head. He had that cone head syndrome. Could have been an alien. They're saying aliens. Do you believe in that? Aliens?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen one?
No, but we've had plenty of sightings, so like, what's the reason not to believe that there are...
You've had sightings, or are you the ones that they're talking about now?
The ones they're talking about, but also, what reason do we have to believe that there aren't other life forms, like intelligent life forms that aren't from Earth?
I guess...
From like BS Sector 3751.
Right. I see. Well, I think that one reason you could say, or you could just, if you've never seen one, it's like anything else. If you've never seen it, does it exist?
Yeah.
So that's the biggest reason. You could, now, so it doesn't really matter which way you want to believe on it, because both of them is just like, until you actually have an alien in front of you of some kind. I'm talking about outer space aliens, not illegal aliens or ocean aliens, or I don't count
With the
those.
Leviathan.
Yeah, because there's
stuff like
damn
that.
ocean stuff.
We've barely explored any of
Right,
the ocean.
you're going to talk about ocean stuff. That's some wild. I've been to the aquarium in Tulsa, and there's you go to this whole thing. It's like black lights and the water tubes and stuff, and you got creatures in there with spikes on them and that are neon, and creatures that are glow in the dark with freaking fangs and like jelly fangs and stuff. And if you were to put a jelly fang spiky ball on our doorstep here at OK Taco, I'd be like, that's an alien. I mean,
Yeah.
you wouldn't know any different that it's a water alien.
Or a sea urchin.
Yeah, see, you don't know. So it's like, I'm talking about space aliens. I just don't think I've seen one. You know, I feel like sometimes clearly they must exist. But then sometimes I think everybody's an alien. And then I'm like, well, maybe I'm an alien. You ever do that? Mm-hmm. You think you're an alien or everybody else is? Mm-hmm. Which one? Both?
Both.
Which one are you more convinced on? That you're an alien or
everybody else? Definitely.
So you think everybody else is?
Don't need to give out my secrets of being an alien.
No, you don't have to get out any secrets. When did you start that? See, sometimes I wonder if people that think everybody's an alien can recognize other people that must think that too. Like, saw you, I was like, Patrick's different. I can go talk to... He's playing the games. He's different than all these other aliens. He's an actual normal... He's a person. Yeah. Probably because you just had normal things to say, like, I'll have a burrito, and do you mind if I play? Like, you just used your words, like a human would do. But most of these people don't do that. Mm-hmm. They stare, and they look around. Like, looking for some other way to communicate, when the best way is human to human.
Yeah.
But they're not human. They're aliens. Is that what you think, too, sometimes?
Definitely.
Because what? Why don't you go... I mean... There's 3 other restaurants in town. You don't go hang out over there. Why is that? It's not that they're... And I've been to all of them. I mean, I think I've met Tammy once, and she seemed nice.
Yeah.
And I think I've definitely...
There's like 5 different restaurants. Wow.
I've definitely hung out at... Or went to Scotty B's, and everybody there was really nice.
I don't like Scotty B's. Last time I went there, I got really sick from food poisoning.
Yeah, well, I don't want to... I mean, Scotty B's, every time I've been, it's been fine. As far as the people go, and whatever. And then the barbecue place was fine before it got burnt down.
Yeah.
Hometown's nice. Magnolia's nice. Everybody's nice. But you choose to come here because I'm not an alien. It's tacos. Okay. Well, that's true.
And, yeah.
But I might not be an alien. Maybe that's why you come here. We see that. See, did you hear the car? Mm-hmm. Yeah. We might have to hit pause again.
Maybe.
We'll see if they come in. There's like 5 car doors. We get slammed.
Yeah. Why is there a can of gravy up there?
Why is there a can of gravy up there?
Yes.
That's a super question, and I wish more people would ask it. Another proof that you're not an alien. There's Southern-style gravy there because on a different show, we did a game called Does It Burrito, which I might start doing here in the shop.
That sounds fun.
And what it is I had like 100 ingredients. Doesn't matter. It could just be a can of gravy or SpaghettiOs or coffee grounds or toothpaste or... So some are bad, some are good. Then you pull 4 numbers, and each thing random, 4 random numbers. Each item's numbered, and then you put those items on tortilla. Does it burrito?
Do like liquids, like
You could get all liquids. I've had a very wet burrito.
Oh.
Yeah, and it was awful. Yeah, it did not burrito. And then like that's the thing, you at the end say does it burrito, and then it's it burrito or doesn't burrito, and toothpaste and pickle juice and like ketchup, like a full wet burrito tube does not burrito. But like there are ones that surprise you, like coffee grounds and marshmallows and taffy or something. It's like
that sounds good.
It actually burritos pretty good. It's different. The tortilla always throws it off because on a super chewy, like if you put a bunch of Laffy Taffy in a tortilla, you taste the tortilla too much. It stays with it. You wouldn't think so. You'd think it would dissolve and go away, but it gets stuck in the taffy, and you almost taste it the whole time.
Yeah, kind of like with gum. If you try to eat something while it's like on the side of your mouth, and you still accidentally get a bit in there.
Yeah, if you try to eat like you can eat a soup with gum. You know what I mean? You could eat a tomato soup with gum, and maybe not be too bad. But you eat a damn sandwich. You eat a Subway sandwich with gum. Ooh.
Sandwich.
Yeah. Well, what are you talking about? You called that hot dog a gristle or whatever.
A glizzy.
A glizzy, yeah. Glizzy Gillespie. So, the reason there's a hot dog that's encased in resin is we did this one time. I had this idea. I wanted to start sending the hot dogs to celebrities as hot dog heroes. So we were just messing with the formula. Shannon actually bought some resin and tried that out and it's been about 5 years. It stayed pretty good. So I need to start doing it again, but we were going to mail them because I thought it would be funny. Like if whoever
like on the news,
what's a celebrity like
somebody got it.
Like Brad Pitt. I mean, pick George Clooney is opening up his mail, even if it's an assistant. And you open up a piece of mail that's got a hot dog in it, and it says you're a hot dog hero, you got to at least say something to somebody.
Yeah.
You know, you got to say, hey, Mr. Clooney, you got a hot dog today. I guess you're some sort of hot dog hero. And I think that would maybe get you a phone call or an email or something. Maybe even a letter back would be nice. That challenges you to a duel. So that would be cool.
I have a pistol that I just recently turned into a sniper rifle because the
It's creepy. Like on a game or in real life?
In real life. It wasn't a real pistol, it's an airsoft pistol, but
nice.
The slide popped off and broke, so and part of the barrel broke, so I just slid on this PVC pipe, long PVC pipe, and it became a sniper rifle.
Does it shoot further?
Yeah.
Or more accurately, probably? Yeah. That's cool. What do you shoot?
Nothing really. I don't really have anywhere to go.
Shoot like cans or little army people? You ever done that? Set up a bunch of Hot Wheels or cans?
No.
Just bring it. We'll shoot something.
Yeah.
We'll shoot the neighbor's house or something. He's pretty nice. He hunts, so he'll understand. Windows. Yeah. He'll be fine.
We're just hunting the windows.
Yeah. He's got dogs in there. They're mean, so makes sense.
If our dog won't shut up, my mom will grab this pump BB gun that we have and bring it out. Just bringing it out terrifies him, so he stops.
You have a dog?
We have we used to have 6 dogs. Well, no. Yeah, we used to have 6 dogs, but now we have 5. It was 5, then 6, then 5.
Yeah. Because
we got Loki, and then our one really mean old dog. She was always biting at me, and her breath stank. She died.
You have 5 dogs? Or 6 now, total?
5 now.
5? Yep. What were you doing? That could be enough for sledding, dog sledding.
Well, we have 2 coon dogs, another dog. They're outside dogs, and then we have Bud and Loki, who are our inside dogs.
Okay, I forgot that you did coon hunting, or
used to.
Used to, yeah. Well, that makes sense then. Outdoor dogs are 5 dogs in a house, unless you live in a mansion. That seems like too many. Do you like cuddling the dogs? Because I cannot stand it.
I just pet them every once in a while. Don't really hang out with them too much. I'm mostly in my room, and they're not allowed in there.
Okay.
The only cold place in the house, though.
Well, it's just sometimes it's tough when you get a real loving. Our dog just likes to really burrow in there, and it's like, dude, I don't go. Sometimes you just want it to go away, but it's not a statue. I think there's a bald eagle out there. Do bald eagles live around here?
No, but they're hawks. I got attacked by a hawk once.
No, you didn't.
I did. It was a real problem. I used to go up to my friends all the time.
Did you make eye contact?
No.
Never make eye contact with a hawk, Patrick.
Nah.
Nobody told you that. I'm sorry.
No, I never made eye contact.
If you stare at a damn hawk, you will be attacked. Not that day, days later. Hawks will watch you.
But I was just walking up, and I would be fine. But one day, and this thing just decides to attack my head, and I sprint for the house. And then for the next couple of weeks, it keeps on doing this. So I keep on bringing a lawn chair and covering my head.
You covered your head with a lawn chair?
Yes. And
that's awesome.
After long enough, we brought up a gun to shoot it, but it never appeared. And then it stopped.
When was this hawk attack happening?
Back in DPU.
So recently, though, within the past couple years?
It was in the first 2 years I was in DPU.
Okay. I wonder why it did that to you. Did you talk to neighbors? Was it attacking neighbors?
No.
Just you?
Yeah.
Were you?
I don't know what I did.
Were
to
you
it.
carrying something on your head?
No.
Like a rat or whatever hawks eat? What do hawks eat? Mice? Field mice?
Yeah.
I think.
Stuff like that. Scavengers, so.
I might have done it to you. I did shoot a hawk when I was younger. And I thought at someday this is going to be bad karma. But one time when I was riding in this vehicle it was dangerous. It was a vehicle that had a sunroof. And it was a Pontiac. So they don't even make, you know how dangerous Pontiacs are, they don't even make them anymore. They went out of business because they were considered hooligan vehicles. Hooligans would drive them. And we were hooligans. And I was riding in it. And for whatever reason, there was a shotgun. There's always a shotgun in a Pontiac. So never get in one unless you want to go to jail for gun charges. There's always a shotgun in a Pontiac. And my friend said, I bet you can't shoot that hawk as we were driving. And I stood up in the sunroof as we were driving. And it was a long way away. It was like one of those things where I think I might have scared the hawk for trying, scared it to death. There's no way I should have hit it, but it fell and died. It looked like. Then that night I thought, I think I cast a spell, and I could have cast it on you, unknowingly. I was probably 15 or maybe 20. Yeah, but it might have been me that did that to you, and I'm sorry if it was. I don't know if there's a relationship to shooting a hawk in Kansas and having it attack a boy in Oklahoma years later, but it's possible. If you believe in aliens, why not believe in that? That's what I say. You know? That's what I wish people who believed in aliens would at least do. Once you're allowed to believe in something that we, meaning firsthand, have no evidence of aliens, right? Mm-hmm. We've never woke up to an alien in our bedroom. We've never took a shower and had an alien fall out of the spout. We've never cut a stick of butter and a little alien lived inside there. None of that stuff has happened to me.
The spiders falling out of the spout. Does that count?
That's close. Spiders are basically aliens.
Yeah. Did you know daddy long legs aren't actually arachnids? Because their legs can grow back after you take them off.
Now, you're telling me... I only know of two spiders that exist. Tarantula and daddy long legs. And
it's not a spider.
If I see any spider that's not a tarantula, I say that's a daddy long legs. Whether it is or not. But my brain... At some point... People were talking about so many spiders, I just said, you know what? I never liked any of them, so I'm just going to go ahead and turn it to two categories.
Jumping spiders are so nice, though.
Are you Spider-Man? Are you like a spiders? You're a Spider-Man. Huh?
Yeah.
You collect the spiders?
Not
do you like
really,
what are the, not aquarium, terrariums that they put, do you like that kind of display spiders?
I would love to do that, but my parents won't allow me, or at least my dad won't.
He not a Spider-Man.
Like spiders, snakes, any of that.
Yeah. Sounds like he believes in the Lord. That's good. That's good to know. Because they're obviously the devil's spawn, the spiders coming out of the faucets and stuff. So you're telling me that you ripped off the legs of a daddy long legs and it come back?
No, but there's been scientific experiments, and the daddy long legs, their legs grew back.
Those are the
Kinda
people.
like a gecko.
That's what I'm saying. Why are these people, that's their job, is to rip off daddy long legs. You know what I mean? That's somebody's job, Patrick. Somebody gets paid money. Probably you're paying it someday if you live from the hawk stuff, because it's like taxes, and then they get a government grant to do studies on whether or not spiders can regrow legs. And then they hire some just out of college guy for $148,000 a year to rip spider legs off.
Or what could have happened is somebody, they had like a terrarium.
Yeah.
And their spider, the leg got caught, and they went to pick it up, and it popped off their leg. And they left it in there, but it grew back its leg. Something like that. That could have happened.
You think, okay, What about this? Have you ever had a terrarium or an aquarium?
We used to have terrariums because we used to have snakes. We had a king snake.
King cobra snake?
No, just a king snake.
So no, didn't have the cobra part?
No.
It's missing its fins? Like the head fins?
Yeah, it doesn't have those. It's called a king snake. It was completely black. Its name was Baby. It was a girl. And it was my mom's snake. Always bit my brother because he was always a butthole to it.
It's okay. It was a snake. He's allowed. Yeah. I mean, I get it. It's part of the family, but...
And my brother had a snake. I believe he had 2 snakes, and my sister had a snake. I don't remember what they were.
You guys are just snaking out.
Yeah. But my brother had a snake in his room, and a snake in the basement, and then my sister had a snake in her room.
Jeez. So you're familiar with the terrarium lifestyle.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I also like to watch a lot of snake stuff. I like snakes.
Okay.
Favorite animal.
Really?
Yeah. Those and legless lizards.
And what?
Legless lizards.
That's a snake, Patrick.
No. They're not at all like snakes. They're like legless lizards.
Legless lizards is what I've been calling snakes my whole life.
They look like lizards. Like they have the facial expression, the facial features and stuff of a lizard.
That's what you're describing is a snake. It looks like a lizard on the face, then it's got a sock body.
Snakes don't look like lizards in the face.
Well, not all of them. Clearly, there's differences. Some of them look like different kinds of faces, but they're definitely lizards. Isn't a snake a lizard?
No. It's a reptile.
Well,
they're reptiles.
Nah, I don't know about that. But they're both reptiles then. Yeah, so they're the same thing. Cut the legs. You could sew up a gecko or something, turn it into a snake.
You're also gonna call a frog a snake?
Oh, that's a jumpy snake, man. That's just a hoppy snake.
Snakes are just big, furless, scaly dogs.
Okay.
Without legs.
All right, I got you.
Basically.
That's pretty cool because that's like having a superpower. If you're comfortable with snakes,
startled.
You know what I mean? That's a pretty cool superpower because most people you're going to find for the rest of your life are going to be scared of snakes, and you're not.
Well, most things won't attack you unless you startle it or like go to attack it. So snakes,
well, that's the problem.
Spiders,
Every time
stuff like that, they won't attack you.
Us people who are scared or frightened of this predator that's obviously here to kill us. What happens is we freak out, causing the snake to freak out. We run at it, causing the snake to charge, and then ultimately you end up with a dead snake or person. Mm-hmm. You won't have that. You'll be like, hey, leave it alone. I know what to do.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Did you know bears are actually more terrified of you than you are of them?
That is not true.
It is true.
No, I didn't even see a bear when I was in Missouri one time, but I saw a sign that said bears are in the area, and I was freaking out. I was terrified. Mm-hmm. So,
as anyone would.
Well, what I'm saying is, in that moment of existence, I doubt a bear could be more terrified than me because there was no way I could be more terrified. Does that make sense?
You can be more terrified. There's actually...
How can you detect a bear's terror? A bear can't even sit down and do a podcast and tell you how terrified they are. Can they?
I mean, you could hook up, like a thing to their brain, like via surgery, to be able to make them be able to talk. Or, like, kind of like, there was this paralyzed man who couldn't talk at all, couldn't move any of that. But using these, like, things that they put into his head, after, like, a few hours of, like, typing it in via his brain, it was, he told his son that he loved him, and he asked for a beer.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, but do you believe it?
Yeah.
Or do you believe that somebody else is making him talk?
It was typed, though.
What, you know what I mean?
And
what if they're programming his brain for him to say that?
No, he didn't say it.
Well, you said that he... What do you mean?
His brain typed it, like, into this thing via the wires.
Oh, my God. He brain typed?
Yes.
Didn't he use his fingers? He just thought something? They're making it up. That's a made-up story, Patrick.
No
you can't
way.
tell me that somebody hooked a wire to his forehead and all of a sudden he's sitting there brain typing on a computer on a Microsoft Word document. Oh, my gosh. That's ridiculous. They could be typing anything in there. That's what's going to happen. They're going to have a bunch of wires on us. We'll all be sitting in a room like this. Look at all these people are typing. Go to war. See, they all typed it. And we're like, no, we didn't. But we won't be able to say anything. We're strapped in. Oh, here's what I was going to ask you on your terrariums. Did you ever play, like, when you had them, because with an aquarium you can't, I guess you could do this. Did you ever play, like, natural disaster with them?
No.
You know what I'm saying? Where, because they're living in a tiny little world.
Like, shake it or anything
Well,
like
like,
that?
yeah, earthquake day for the snake, or tornado day, where you could make a tornado, or volcano day, do a volcano.
Nah. No.
I bet nobody's done that, but that would be a really creative way to have fun with a terrarium.
Hunger Games.
Basically, you should set up, they should do that, to find out, like, survival of the fittest, and then just pick an animal that you can stick in a glass ball or whatever case, and then just see what, I don't know what, snakes would be there. Snakes, you're right, they're like, they get into a burrow, into a hole.
They won't attack each other, though.
So what I mean is, like, snakes, you could put a tornado, a fake tornado, I mean a real tornado, in their little glass case. I think a snake would be fine.
Yeah.
I think if you did that, now you'd have to have, like, shrapnel and cars flipping over in there and stuff to make it...
little fake cars.
Yeah,
and
to make it
stuff.
real. Like, little garbage cans going around, hitting other animals inside there. I think you could... Like a gerbil, if you got a gerbil or a gerbil...
A gerbil.
You know?
Yeah.
If you get one of those,
gerbil.
little furry... and those are like a...
Pillows, gerbils,
sugar glider...
strats, sugar gliders.
Tornadoes would probably destroy them.
Yeah.
A snake, fine. Did you never play? So you didn't play like Mr. Universe with your terrarium?
Nah.
Mother Nature, Father Nature.
Nah.
You're learning a lot. I think that maybe you should talk to your mom about getting a new terrarium so you can play.
My dad would never let me have.
He won't let you have
animals,
spiders and snakes
any
and
new
stuff.
Animals at all?
Just because of the amount of dogs.
No, because he's terrified of them. Anything.
Of all
Except for
animals.
dogs. And he doesn't want us getting more dogs because we have 5 dogs.
Does he like cats?
Not at all.
They're good for bugs.
Mm-hmm.
And if you were Asian, a lot of the times people eat them.
The petting is just the tenderizing. We're tenderizing the dogs.
Yeah. So if you enjoy Chinese food, there's a lot of times people will make that joke. And I don't know if it's a joke. Like,
they do sometimes. Just
in
depends on where
China,
you're
they're
from.
eating a cat right now. In China.
Yeah, somewhere. Just depends on where. Like, where you're from in China.
Well, yeah.
Right.
I'm talking. Well, if I bet in every, do they use directions there? Probably.
Yeah. Definitely.
Even in North or South China, I bet in Southern China, they're eating a cat, and that's one common bond that the Chinese people have is that 1 in 4 people prefer cat. Is probably what breaks down to. So if you got a family of 4, one of them is wishing it was not buffalo wing night. They're wishing it was cat wing night. You know what I mean? Oh,
Cat
really?
thighs.
Buffalo wings again?
How about some delicious cat thighs?
Yeah. Can't we have cat? Can't we do boiled cat again? Isn't that good? I liked the cat and jelly sandwich you made me yesterday, Mom. Oh, no, you got to have spicy buffalo wings tonight. But why? They eat horse in other countries. They eat...
Bugs.
Bugs. They love bugs in Egypt and stuff. They'll eat anything in
Borscht.
Egypt. What's that? That's a soup.
Cold beet soup.
Oh, gosh.
I want to make it.
Oh, you caught a little bit of that stuff because you got some northern states family, don't you? So you get some
It's
of that.
from Russia.
Yeah, but that's what happened. Russia come over here. What ship did they take? Not the Mayflower. Probably took like the Volkheimer or something. They come over
That
here.
sounds more German. The Volkheimer.
I don't know what they took over here. The Russians come over here in some submarine, bring their soup, which is just a missile full of wet meat. They think it's a recipe. Oh, really? Put water on my meat? That's what soup is? Thanks. Great. This is delicious. I prefer it. You know what? I prefer it wet. You know? Oh, a hamburger? You gonna wet that down for me, mister? I'd like to soup that up. That's just soup people, man.
Yeah.
So, anyways, you probably had a lot of weird stuff because you got Northern Russian family members.
Deer meat, that's pretty much it. That's the only thing I can think of that not a lot of people have had. And bugs.
That's different.
Bug lollipops.
Bug lollipops?
Yeah, they have some at the corner store.
Are they real bugs in there?
Yeah, ants, crickets. Don't know if they have scorpions, but they're scorpion lollipops.
Yeah, I've heard chocolate-covered scorpions are pretty good. I've seen that in probably a movie, but I took it as fact. So, I don't know. We learned a lot, I think, on this podcast, everybody. We learned about Patrick's kind of, I guess we'd call it, untraditional views on the world and his relationship to Germany, which is odd, being only 13, but passionate, we'll say that. And we learned about, Louisiana again. We bring that up every week. And what else did we learn today's show?
That it'd be easy to kill a lot of chihuahuas.
Oh, yeah, that we could, I'm thinking 1 million, that's a lot.
I mean, you could just, throw them at each other and poof, they're gone.
The one thing you can't do is the move where you grab a chihuahua by its front legs and spin around and use it to kick other chihuahuas with its back legs.
Yeah, that kind of wouldn't work.
No, because they get too close. It's not long enough. You can only do that with people. And you got to. That's a move someday I would like to do. The spinning stranger kick is what I would call that.
How many kids do you think it would take to beat you? They have to dogpile you for 15 seconds in this classroom. They come in groups of 5 every, I believe it's every 15 seconds, and you have to knock them out for them to be out. How long do you think would take for you to lose?
3 days. I think I could last 3 days.
It's a completely empty classroom, no weapons.
And I don't think it would be the kids. I think it would be the exhaustion.
Yeah.
I think I would lose strength and power because I doubt I'd be able to eat unless I started nibbling on one of them knocked out kids. So
eat their shirt and their hair.
Yeah. Might have to take a bite of a bicep or something to get some protein, but it's gross and it's uncooked and you're going to get sick. So 3 days. I think at 3 days the kids would win. Maybe 2, because if I have water there, drink some water, and then on my last day, I'd probably want to celebrate, knowing. So
it'd be so easy to you just have to go boom and they're out.
Yeah, it wouldn't take much, but I think even curling 5-pound dumbbells can be exhausting after 100 of them. And so after I knock out about 600 kids, I'd be exhausted.
I think I heard someone come in.
All right. Where are we at? You got the time over there.
1 hour and 8 minutes.
Hit that top left button, dude. We're going to hit out and then turn and then fade. Oh, no, hit the red square.
This one?
Yep, and then fade your fader back up to the middle. There, that thick line in the middle.
This one or this one?
Top, the bigger square, that one. And then that fader that you went down with, that one goes up.
Oh, so you turn it up when it's...
Yeah, as it starts playing. Bam. New producer, everybody. Patrick. Patrick, thank you for coming on the show today. It was fun. It was fun. We had fun. I'm sorry for all the people that are listening that thought Patrick was a different person as far as his beliefs and values. It's not my fault. I just ask questions and lead them to answers and then have my own assumptions. And I'm uneducated and I learn how to stuff. So whatever you gather from that. So yeah, you guys, thanks for listening. Tell your friends if you have any. If you have a couple extras, send it my way. We'd like to have some, so that'd be great. And don't let your meatloaf have an okay day. Just hit that top record and hold it down until it turns